New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet says that the Liberal Party will need to paint a better vision for the future in order to win next year's state election. Julia Bradley is live from the Liberal State Council in Sydney. Julia, this speech certainly comes at a crucial time for the party.
It comes amid internal party division, Janie, and a week of political scandal engulfing the New South Wales Liberal Party. This address to the New South Wales State Council was really a key opportunity for Premier Dominic Perrottet to build a sense of party unity. So he addressed the party faithful earlier, speaking about the difficulties that New South Wales has gone through over the last few years, natural disasters, everything from fires to floods and drought. And he said that there are some lessons that the Liberals will need to learn following the federal election defeat. He says one of the keys is going to be painting a better vision for the future.
The Liberal Party cannot simply be the clean-up crew for Labor's mess or a watered-down Labor lite. We cannot be a party that simply runs on its track record and doesn't set a vision for our future. Now, this may be controversial to say in this room, but I believe that we failed to do that at a federal level. Our strong track record of getting Australia through the pandemic was not enough. People need to know not just where they've been, but where they are going.
Dominic Perrottet announced that pre-selections for the state election are going to be opening in the next 2 weeks. And what he wants to see is more females in Parliament, greater cultural diversity as well. He's spoken about the need to continue building a strong economy, the need for more infrastructure development, and also the need for a strong health policy going forward. Taking the time to reflect on New South Wales' pandemic performance.
The pandemic has shown New South Wales has the best healthcare system in the country, bar none. Bar none. And there is a reason. There is a reason Mark McGowan shut down the entire state of Western Australia the day after COVID started, and it's because he knew his healthcare system could not cope, despite all the New South Wales GST dollars subsidising his state.
The council also heard from federal Deputy Opposition Leader Susan Ley, who spoke about the cost of living crisis facing Australians. She said that the Liberal Party is really focused on helping to make life easier for people. One thing she was really prosecuting the government over during the last sitting week was this promise to lower power prices, to make power bills cheaper for Australians. And this is something she continued today.
He promised a $275 cut to electricity bills for households and businesses. In the Parliament this week, Peter and I challenged Anthony Albanese to repeat that promise, and he couldn't, because he knows he can't deliver that cost of living relief. He knows he doesn't have a plan, and he knows, like we do, that it's Labor's first broken promise.
It's been a tumultuous week for the New South Wales Liberals, with the Premier announcing earlier in the week that Deputy Premier Stuart Ayres would have his cabinet position taken away from him after allegations came to light in that inquiry which is looking into the appointment of John Barilaro to that Plum New York trade job. So there is going to be a leadership ballot on Tuesday to decide who will replace him. The front runners at the moment, Matt Keane and David Elliott. Earlier in the week there was a scandal involving the former Fair Trade Commissioner as well, Fair Trade Minister, should I say, Eleni Petinos, who was sacked from that position over bullying allegations. I spoke to some people from both the state and the federal branch about this as they were making their way into the conference.
I think Stuart Ayres has made the right decision, but the state government has a great story to tell about making New South Wales such a powerhouse economically.
And I think he's a good Premier. He's here today. I think he's going to speak about the agenda to members that he has, and I'm confident he'll lead us to the election.
What do you make of the scandals that have engulfed the New South Wales Liberals over the past week?
I'm trying to imagine what they are.
So with just 8 months to go until the state election here in New South Wales, the question is whether the Liberals will be able to navigate all of this turbulence and whether Dominic Perrottet is the best person to lead the party through this. Janie?
All right, Julia Bradley live in Sydney. Thank you for updating us.